Hi there. So, I want to make a video about how to floss properly. I'm sure a million have been done, but I kind of want to go over the different types, the main types that you'll find out there. I've been a hygienist for 18 years, and I've definitely seen like clients or patients say, I'm flossing every day, and I look in and I'm like, man, they are flossing, but the technique is totally wrong because the bleeding's still going in. There's food being left, especially in the back. So I just want to talk about things that I know are working, things that work for me, and give you guys some tips on how to make your hygienist happier. All right. This is our arch nemesis in the dental field. Like, it's got the toothpick on one end, it's got the floss on the other. It doesn't matter what brand, it doesn't matter, you know, how big the floss is over here, because I've seen like really wide ones where the floss is from here to here. It's thin, like super thin, and only a small amount of people with really tight spaces can use this. So instead of using like a Typodont and showing you on that, I'm actually going to use it on myself, and let me show you here. I have a really wide space. You can actually see the black area. I go in, I'm just going up on one side, up on the other, floating around. I'm not getting anything. I'm able to go underneath the gum line a little bit, but it's not bringing anything out, right? Like if I had food in there. What are these good for? They're good for travel. They're good for those moments where you can't get to floss. They're good for people with ultra tight spaces where they can't get anything else in. And yeah, that's about all I can think of. I mean, I'm not an advocate of the toothpick. I know some hygienists will say if you use it right, but it can cause a lot of recession, which is when the gum line moves away from the area it's supposed to be permanently exposing root. Okay, so there's that. Not a fan of it unless it's just used for convenience. Okay, my favorite floss is the type of yarn. So this one in particular is called Coco Floss. It's from a company called Coco Lab. They've won a ton of awards. Supposedly it's made in Italy, or at least last I checked. Because I'm a hygienist, I get to get the professional size roll. But they come in these little cute packages, like tiny little cute traveler packages. And then also they have like one that's this size, and that's your daily. But there's lots of flavors. I've seen strawberry. This one's car orange. They have seasonal flavors. They have regular mint. And yeah, so what's the idea behind this type of floss in particular is it's thicker. So we've got ultra thin, and then we've got this thicker yarn. Okay, so I'm gonna go, there we go. So now, now it's wider, and I'm gonna get a lot more out. And then of course, as far as technique goes, no matter which floss you're using, you guys can see I'm not all the way on the other side. That's how high you want to go. I mean, you don't want to be cutting, you don't want to be pushing the tissue up. If it hurts because you don't floss, that's actually pretty normal. Give it 12 days of flossing every day with the correct technique, and you'll see the bleeding go down. That means you're getting rid of the gingivitis, and you'll also see the tissue shrink, and the pain will go down. So let's try again here. You go one, seesaw around. It's called seesawing. And two, seesaw around. Okay, next side. One, seesaw around, and over. I'm not hurting, I'm not bleeding, but I am going all the way up until there's resistance. Now, why is this floss so special, the Coco Floss? Well, once it gets wet or used, look how it opens up like a sponge. It's got mild wax on it, so it will slide in easier. If you're not used to flossing, you are going to feel like this is slightly uncomfortable. Now, if it absolutely doesn't fit because teeth are really tight, then you need to go to something thin, like just thin waxed floss, like Glide. Another reason why I don't like this, the main reason, is I can't see shape. they call it curving around the tooth. So you actually clean the curvature around, right? But this, I can, all right? I'm like actually curving. I can get all the way here, I can get out of here. This guy's limited. I will say, like, people with dexterity issues, like they have arthritis or they just really can't hold anything, this could be a good alternative, but I have even better alternatives for someone who can't manipulate a small, even handle like this. So yeah, I want to remind everybody too, like, you need to be flossing that last tooth. You can use your tongue to help bring it back there. And honestly, if you're not good at flossing with string, that doesn't mean you won't be. You just need to practice. You know, do it in front of the TV with clean fingers, of course. And on the last tooth, I want to make sure I go all the way up on the gum, and then I want to drag the floss down the tooth on that back side of the last tooth, whether it be your wisdom or just your second molar. And then I go up for the bottom teeth, right? I drag under the gum, and then I go slide up. And for your bottom teeth, it's the same thing, C shape, 2 different sides. Right down here, up. Right down here, up. That's it. If your floss looks dirty, use your sink, rinse it. Don't apply that to another area. If you keep seeing white, you want to keep going till the white stops coming out. That means that there's like a pocket of plaque in there. Remember, we're not just flossing for big food removal. We're flossing because there's white, plaque, and bacterial colonies living 360 degrees around a tooth. If you disrupt the bacteria, it has to start over, and it can't mutate to this really aggressive bacteria that causes gingivitis. And if it's never flossed and it's at gingivitis where your gums bleed every time you floss, that will mutate eventually into periodontitis bacteria, periodontal bacteria. So yeah, we need to get in there at least once a day to make sure we're disrupting the colony that lives under there. Okay, so this is for my patients that have a hard time with getting floss way up there. They can't reach their wisdoms. The dexterity's not there. It's pretty cool. I mean, there's lots of versions of these long handle flossers. This guy right here is by Listerine. He's called the Reach Flosser. It comes with the replacement heads. Once you buy the handle, all you have to do is get the baggies of these. So if you can't, you know, they're pretty inexpensive. I found it on Amazon. Let's see here. Open this up. Okay, this one's already pre-flossed here, but I'm gonna just show you how easy it is to put. So you just take one side, I pushed it up, say I'm replacing it, you just match it up like a puzzle piece, clicks right in, okay? This is a person who just can't reach their wisdom. Maybe their hands are too large, or just not used to flossing with a string, or they have really bad arthritis, loss of function in the hand. You just gotta hold it. You can even put a tennis ball, or I'm sorry, like any kind, like a golf ball, tennis ball, something that the hand can fold over easy. You just have to test your own dexterity. Tape it on, and you can hold on to the ball instead of the stick, because that might even be hard for some people. So you got this, and I'm gonna go to my last tooth. I'm just gonna floss around. Now say I can't actually get it in there because it's just too tight, the contacts between the teeth. I'm going to use my bottom teeth. And now I'm in. I gently bit down on it. I'm going up each pocket out there. Okay, same thing. I'm using my bottom teeth to help me. And I'm in. Let's go to the bottom. I can't get in there. I'm going to use my top teeth. You can hear the click. That's how you know you got through the contacts. And then down into the gums. The only problem is, just like with this, it's not going to curve around like string would, but it is so much better than nothing. And it's this is so great for people who just can't reach or hold on to string. But if you've never really played around with the string floss because you're pretty addicted to these things, and you do have dexterity, do yourself the favor and learn how to use this. It just takes a couple nights of really, you know, weaving and getting around, and you'll get so fast at it you don't even need to be in the mirror because you'll know how it should feel. Okay, so that's it. My next video is going to be about super simple, easy brushing techniques. I try not to make it so crazy where I'm just going into deep, deep details of why do we need to floss? We know we need to floss because if we don't floss, we start bleeding. And we're bleeding because we're not flossing. It's not, you're not bleeding because you floss. It's the other way around, okay? That's it. And anybody that has any other requests or questions about teeth, especially in the hygiene department, leave your comment down below and I will love to get back to you. Thank you.